I was just freaking bloated. And I've been having a very serious chat with ChatGPT over the last few days. Meow, meow. And then another thing I got is like vaginal cream. Oh man, that's actually one of my favorite dishes, cat casserole. Hi and welcome back to another vlog where I share my pretty ordinary life as a child-free woman living in Berlin, Germany with my husband and our two fluffy cats. In this weekend vlog, I'm sharing what I did to get back on track with eating a predominantly plant-based diet and adding a few supplements in the hopes to be able to balance my hormones and feel a little bit better in perimenopause. So if that's something you're interested in, welcome, and I hope you enjoy watching. I returned from the gym just now. I still need to put away all of the groceries, but I wanted to show you what I got. First of all, this is actually something I got a couple weeks ago and then decided not to take it because I did start the birth control pill. But this is a plant-based supplement for women in perimenopause. And it's basically supposed to help with signs of estrogen deficiency. So technically, I think it's more geared towards women who are in later perimenopause or actually menopausal. But I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably both low in progesterone, but also starting to have low estrogen symptoms. And I've been having a very serious chat with ChatGPT over the last few days, like talking about everything I did with the pill, why I'm still experiencing side effects after getting off the pill, which obviously is kind of to be expected, but I've still been feeling a little bit nauseous, a little bit of vertigo, a little bit moody, like definitely more moody than I would be if I would not have done this stupid experiment with the birth control pill. But right now, just after returning from the gym, I actually feel amazing. I've also been having the weirdest light sleep. Tonight I was up from I think 3 to 6 a.m. and then I actually took one of these, and then half an hour later I was finally able to get back to sleep. I have no idea if this actually helped. Another thing I got just now is chaseberry. I know that's kind of an old school supplement. I took it once years ago. I don't even remember why, but I remember that it didn't really do much for me. But I just wanted to give it another go. And then another thing I got is like vaginal cream. It's just from the drugstore, so it's estrogen free. I wish it had estrogen, but I don't have the prescription. But over the last few weeks, I've had these weird UTI symptoms, and basically every single night before going to bed, I felt like I was going to have a UTI, which is super uncomfortable and super annoying. But then I did actually get tested for it a few weeks ago and didn't have anything. And also, since my stupid weird pill experiment, I've been experiencing these symptoms like pretty much all day, every day. So I think it's definitely hormone related, and that is one of the symptoms that can be a sign of low estrogen. So that's also why I've decided to take these in the hope that it will help, and then I'm going to start using this cream and see what it does. Also, I don't know if I ever told you, but like months ago I went to my GP for totally different symptoms. And I asked her, like, just in case if the gynecologist doesn't end up prescribing HRT, like what her thoughts, meow, 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 meow. Like what her take on it was, and if she would actually prescribe it. And she said yes. She said that she would definitely prescribe progesterone for the sleep issues. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. How are you doing? Meow. Pop. But yeah, so she did say that she would prescribe progesterone for the sleep issues. And frankly, over the last few days, I've been wondering why I didn't go to her directly and did take the pill, but for some reason, I think on some level, I just trusted my gynecologist that she knew what she was doing. And now I definitely regret not going to my GP in the first place, but I do have an appointment for the 1st of July, and depending on how my UTI symptoms go, I will probably call on Monday and ask if they can move the appointment up a little bit, because having this is really annoying. You're so sweet. So yeah, I guess either I'll be having that appointment soon and then we'll once again have to see what comes out of it, and then I'll once again potentially have an experiment with hormones and see how that goes. I actually met up with a friend for dinner last night and she told me about another friend who unfortunately lives quite far away in another city in Germany, so I can't go to her gynecologist, but she actually got a prescription for HRT at the age of 41 and apparently she's feeling so much better. And I ended up asking my friend to ask her a bunch of questions, like what her symptoms were prior and all of the things. I also wanted to mention that at the gym just now was the first time in like 3 weeks or so that I could actually properly execute like belly or like stomach exercises. And I wasn't even aware, but since I've been so bloated, I had a really hard time actually targeting my belly muscles. And what I noticed over the last few weeks was that I was constantly balancing out the exercises with my back and like other muscles. So I didn't really use my stomach muscles, but I used other muscles to compensate for the lack of like strength or being able to activate them. And now since all of the fluff and puffiness and bloating is gone, I was finally able to actually use my stomach muscles. And I realized that I'm not as weak as I thought over the last few weeks. I was just freaking bloated, which is crazy. But anyway, I need to put away the groceries and then I actually want to make a bunch of oven vegetables. I want to make some quinoa, have that with some tempeh, and I'm gonna take a shower while all of this is like cooking. And then I'm gonna take a nap and then it's gonna be a very slow Saturday. I will probably do some editing. And yeah, I'm really excited to feel a lot better than I did the last few days. Oh man. Some broccoli, celery, pak choi, zucchini, some vegan parmesan, and then I did actually buy some yogurt made out of bean protein. I'll have to see how that goes, but I also, in my chat with ChatGPT, she was telling me that, I guess it's it, right? It was telling me that I was eating way too much soy, which is very interesting, and I didn't expect that to be the case. But yeah, I mean, I'm eating 1 soy yogurt per day. I'm eating tofu like 3 times per week. I'm having soy milk like every single day. So yeah, and apparently in my stage of perimenopause, that's not a good thing to do. Apparently I have to use 3 times the amount of water. I always thought it was 2 times the amount, but anyway. So that's my quinoa, ready to cook. And these are all the vegetables I'm gonna cut up and bake in the oven. Really excited for that. Oh yeah, and that's the tempeh, which I'm having for the 3rd time. And I really love it. Very interesting type of cauliflower. I've never seen that before, so I had to pick it up. I guess I will be doing 2 trays then. That's actually one of my favorite dishes, cat casserole. We have that like a couple times per week. It's really yummy. Oh, Louie. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that I did wake up drenched in sweat last night, and that also happened about a week ago when I was like full like deep in the PMS phase. Plus I also had some more cold flashes. I still think it's weird that I do get cold flashes instead of hot flashes. Apparently that's less common. And another thing I wanted to mention is that in case that I can't move my GP appointment to an earlier date, I was actually thinking to until the 1st of July, when my current appointment is, that I will be eating 100% plant-based, that I will be taking the supplements, and that I will just see how that goes. After watching some more videos on how to naturally support your hormones, I think that for me, like eating a ton of vegetables, apparently cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, for example, are really helpful in kind of getting rid of estrogen, especially during the second phase of your cycle. So I will try to support my body as best as I can with natural supplements, with a lot of fruit, vegetables, with a lot of fiber. Also still eating a ton of protein, but plant-based protein. And then I'll see how I'll do then. The only thing that I really feel like gives me a sense of urgency now is having these UTI symptoms, because that's hated. Oh, and did I mention that ChatGPT said that my perimenopause symptoms were basically textbook symptoms? So it was really confirming to chat with it. Way more confirming than the chat I had with my gynecologist. And honestly, looking back, I'm a little bit annoyed, upset, not really happy. Like, you know, she only asked, do you get regular cycles? Do you have hot flashes? And then she didn't even ask about any other symptoms. She didn't even want to listen. So looking back, I'm like, yeah, just really annoyed actually. I got up about an hour ago and I'm now having my breakfast, and I think it's the first time that I'm actually having leftovers from yesterday for breakfast. I still have 2 portions of the oven vegetables, quinoa and tempeh, and I'm so glad that I made this because it's so tasty. Also, my husband's still sleeping, it's raining, it's a really cozy morning today. God, and I love Sunday mornings. I've actually just been lying on the couch watching YouTube. I love any like interior design, home makeover channels, and I've especially been loving Alexandra Gada. I actually only just got interrupted by our cats that were super keen to play, so I played some with them. Gonna have this now, gonna finish watching my video, and then I think I'm gonna do some editing. And let's see when my husband wakes up. But yeah, every single day I'm feeling a little bit better after getting off the pill. I feel like I'm still having a little bit of a headache, but other than that, I think this weird feeling that was very intense for the couple days that I was on the pill and has still been coming up like 2 or 3 times per day after getting off of it is slowly but surely subsiding. I keep on thinking what a stupid decision it was to go back on the pill, but I guess you're always smarter in hindsight, so. But yeah,